it's going to be another warm day, so we found a cool place to hang out, have lunch, and wait until the wine tasting room opens up. So, ah, what a lovely way to take a trip. Seems Kate's found a branch with lots of moss on it to play with to occupy her time. Sarah, as usual, without any birds to capture her interest or critters, is in the back, sleeping on the bed. Well, Kate's out here keeping an eye on things and watching me. So, we're just kicked back under the huge oak tree, waiting for an hour or two to go by till the wine tasting room opens up, and we can taste the wines and then determine what's going on for the afternoon and the evening here. Man, my RV is getting pelted by these acorns here. These things are huge, and they feel like they got lead in them. And they come down, they're bouncing off the windshield, bouncing off the roof, going ping, ping, ping. Even the dogs are hiding from them. They're everywhere. There must be tons of acorns around here. I better be careful standing underneath this oak. Those acorns are huge, and they're falling out of this tree like someone's up there dumping pea gravel on you. They bop you in the head, you're gonna feel it. Oh boy, it's been quite a trip so far. Been very lucky with the weather. Had one or two evenings only where it actually rained when we were farther up into the hills at some wineries, but it's looking good. Life and times. You never know what's around each bend. And this view of the valley is beautiful. Just beautiful. Soon Marilyn, the co-owner and keeper of the wine, came to open up the tasting room. Her warm voice and bubbly personality, along with her choice of smooth jazz for the tasting room music, set a relaxed and friendly atmosphere. The tasting room was spacious and inviting, with large picture windows opening up to a balcony overlooking the valley beyond and towards their vineyards. From here, I could see where I had parked my RV on one of the two level plots for the evening and the old red barn behind, which we had looked at earlier. Going back inside to the wine tasting bar, I asked Marilyn to tell me about their many wines and to taste several she had out. I'll let her tell you her story.
Hello and welcome to Meadows Estate Vineyard and Winery. My name is Marilyn Meadows, and I am part owner with my husband Dexter Meadows. We purchased this piece of property back in 2019, and this is pretty much our first harvest that's coming up. We are truly an estate winery and vineyard, meaning we grow the grapes here and we make the wines here. So this is Meadows Estate Vineyard and Winery. We have a number of varietals, which you see in front of me, and some additional also, but some of them are Pinot Noir, Syrah, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, Tempranillo, Grenache, and then we have blends like Côte d'Ampoix, which is made up of Syrah and Grenache, Caballo, which is made up of Tempranillo and Grenache, and our Southern Cross, which is made up of Syrah and Cabernet. We also have another one that's Red Planet, which we sold out of, and we're waiting on labels to put them out to sell again. We are on 100 acres, 20 of which are the vineyard, and then we have a number of structures here, which is the wine tasting room, which I'm standing in right now, and beneath is the winery itself, where we actually make the wines that you see in front of me and even more. We have a new winemaker, and we also have a vineyard manager that's working on board with us now. I hope in the future you will get a chance to come to Oakland, Oregon, 175 Hogan Road, and you will find us here waiting to give you samples of our wines, and hopefully you will love them so much you'll want to join our wine club. This is Marilyn Meadows signing off.
After the wine tasting and purchase of a bottle, I went back to my RV to take the girls for an evening walk around the grounds. We walked up and started at their signpost. The old red barn is quite a landmark, but the girls and I stayed out of it. We walked back to the winery to see all of the barrels that would soon be filled with this year's harvest. We continued over to this edge of the wide vineyards where the girls struck a pose for the camera. We continued out into the field till we saw the narrow lake down in the gully, then turned around and headed back to the winery and our RV for the evening and dinner. Well, looks like the rains have finally come to us. It's a rainy, heavy, overcast morning here, and we've got 2 more wineries to go to. I was calling it 14 wineries because I didn't want to end on winery 13, but winery 14 is actually not a winery like I have been visiting. It is the Blue Heron Cheese Factory up in Tillamook that also sells wines amongst other things, and I'm still going to go there because I love the wine that they do sell, and I enjoy their cheeses and their sauces, and I want to get more to take home with me because I'm almost out of what I bought last time. But I've got 2 actual wineries left to visit. One today after we leave this one, and 1 more, and then we're on our way north to the last little store to pick up the goods before we head home. So we've been real lucky down here with the weather, and you know, if you got 2 dogs and a little rig like this, well, if you don't get used to living in it in bad weather, then you're not a real RVer, I think. Kate's watching. There's lots going on around here, but she's keeping a watchful eye out that nobody does anything to the rig. So, having my cup of coffee here. Sarah, you okay? You got outside when it started pouring down. You need to dry off. Yeah. Oh, well, we're gonna sit here a while, see if this doesn't, you know, it's not gonna blow over, but at least maybe let up a little or stop for a while. And we'll be moving on to the last winery, and 1 more tomorrow, and then I got to get home and edit all these videos so I can show you all the different wineries we've been to, and hopefully entice many of you out there that enjoy wineries or enjoy RV'N. Join Harvest Hosts, and I think you'll be happy. Not only wineries, but they have museums all over. They have breweries. They have the golf courses. They have farms, like flower farms, alpaca farms. You know, it's just amazing what's out there, and the different variety of people that have joined Harvest Host as hosts. So here's to all of the Harvest Hosts. Thank you very much for being members. I, for one, appreciate you guys. Okay, we'll see you later. Here they are, getting everything spick and span for harvesting the fresh, juicy new grapes that will make new wine. Getting everything sanitized and clean. They got one of their hoppers there. Take a peek inside the building there. See their bottling supplies. They are getting ready to harvest, and then it'll just take a while before we come back and have some of their new wines. Far over that hill, their winery continues, as shown in the photo. There's more than the eye can see from this point, that's for sure. And it's a beautiful valley. Well, the time has come to leave this morning for our next winery. Stick with the girls and I as we travel to yet another interesting and different winery. And as always, subscribe, like, share, and comment on our travels. It's the only way we know you're alive and watching out there. So long.